Todd here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. Today I'm going to be telling you about the PowerBender Harmonica. This is a 10-hole diatonic harmonica made by Brendan Power, but it's got a different tuning from the standard tuning we're used to, the Richter tuning. I've just been trying one out this morning and I just think it's really cool, so I wanted to tell you about it. I'm not being paid to do this, it's not an affiliate thing. I just think it's a really cool harp, so I wanted to tell you what I've kind of been trying out, just the absolute basics. I'm not an expert on it. Brendan sounds a million times better than me on it, so go and check out his videos as well, but hopefully this will get you started. So the whole idea of the tuning is to improve on the limitations of Richter tuning. So you might be familiar with the fact that on a Richter tuned harmonica, the bottom end is really expressive. You've got loads of bending capabilities. You can really, holes 1 to 6 draw, you've got loads of bending capacities. But then when you get further up, it gets quite kind of thin. You can't bend those draw notes, and suddenly you're kind of having to go to the blow notes to get blow bends, and it's harder to get a bluesy sound. So one of the great things that I've noticed, and this is what I want to talk about today with the PowerBender, is that you can easily get the blues scale the next octave up. So on a standard Richter tuned harp, you can play the blues scale from holes 2 to 6, but then from 6 upward you'd need overblows, overdraws as well in order to get those, which makes it really quite difficult. And you don't have the bending capacity to kind of make them sound really bluesy anyway. Now that isn't to say it can't be done, and there are some great players who sound really bluesy the whole range of the instrument, but with the PowerBender I think it makes it more accessible to all of us to get a full range of bluesy sounds across the full range of the instrument. So let's have a look at the tuning, comparing it with the normal Richter tunings. So the diagram you'll see on your screen now is taken from Brendan's website. So this shows us a C diatonic harmonica Richter tuning versus PowerBender tuning. Now I'm actually using an A flat in this video. That's just the one that I've got. I don't have a C, but the same tuning applies. Obviously it's just the specific notes themselves that are different. So if we want to get the blues scale in the bottom octave, if you like, from holes 2 to 6 on the Richter tuning, we've got the 2 draw, 3 draw half step bend, and then we've got 4 blow, 4 draw bend, 4 draw, 5 draw, 6 blow. That's all good and well. So we've got, but up from there, you'll notice if you want that B flat note, the flat third, the blue third, you're going to need to overblow hole 6. And if you want the D flat, you'd need to overdraw hole 7. Now, that's pretty clunky and difficult to get. But on the PowerBender, we can get the full blues scale from hole 6 to hole 9 just using draw bends to fill in the gaps. So on our diagram we can see we've got 6 draw, 7 draw bend, so you can bend the 7 draw, and then you've got 8 blow, 8 draw bend, so you can bend the 8 draw, which you couldn't usually, then 8 draw, and then 9 draw full step bend, so you've got actually 2 half steps of bends on 9 draw, and then the 9 draw natural. And you can see from this diagram you've got draw bends on every draw. So you can go the whole way up the instrument bending, and that's a really big thing about this instrument. And it's something I really like about it. I love that you can just keep drawing those notes. You heard me messing about with the blues scale at the start of the video, and a lot of the expression there is from hole 6 up. You've still got that expressive capacity, so you don't have to switch to that kind of major pentatonic. You can bend into all of those notes. So you can get the major third, but also the minor third, the flattened third. And then on 8 as well, on 9, and even 6 itself, so 6 draw being our new root note, you can bend that, which normally it'd be a 6 below, which just doesn't have the same expression. So you can play that blues scale across the full 2 octaves in second position. So our tab for the blues scale in 2 octaves would be 2 draw, 3 draw half step bend, 4 blow, 4 draw half step bend, 4 draw. Up until then it's like Richter, so that should be familiar with you. Then we go 6 blow, 6 draw. So our 6 draw being our octave note, the next G note on a C harp. And then if we go further up to the next octave, from the 6 draw, 7 draw bend, 8 blow, 8 draw bend, 8 draw, 9 draw full step bend, 9 draw. Notice also from the diagram the simplification of the notes available. So what I mean by this is that blow bends no longer exist and overdraws no longer exist. So you can draw bend every hole and you can overblow every hole. But those overblow notes, most of them aren't going to be useful because they're going to be repeated notes from other notes that are more easily available. So you've got a huge range of notes just by draw bending, which means that you've got this consistency up and down the instrument. And then if you really want those few missing notes for extra chromaticism, then you can put those overblows in. You could use the enharmonic overblows as well for kind of differences of phrasing. But it means that there's a lot more consistency and logic up and down the range of the instrument. What I really love about the PowerBender is that it's come from years and years of trying things out. Brendan Power is a real innovator, and he's also a bit of a mad scientist, I like to think of him. He's always thinking of new Frankenstein models to create, and this is the product of years and years of him working things out for himself, and I feel fortunate that he's generous enough to share this with us and put them on general sale so we can try and get a bit of that magic that he has in his playing into our own playing. Now what I've been talking about today is just the blues scale in second position, which is just one tiny aspect of what the instrument can do. I am no expert on this. I've just been having a go at it this morning, working out where the notes are. So do check out Brendan's videos because he's much better on it than me. He sounds amazing on it. And the abilities of the instrument in various different positions and with different styles, you know, I can't show you that now, certainly not now, but he can exhibit that for you. So I've put a link to his YouTube channel and to his website to find out more about it in the description beneath this video. I also had the privilege of visiting Brendan at his workshop, and he showed me this harmonica along with loads of other harmonicas he's created, and I put a link in the description to a video where you can see that visit. It's really worth watching to get inside the mind of Brendan himself. Anyway, I hope this really basic introduction to the instrument has been useful for you. Do let me know in the comments what you think of it, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers.